Happy Monday, my friends. I'm sitting here at the First Baptist Church in Washington, D.C., where Melissa and I have been on vacation. This is the little neighborhood we've been staying in. And we've been all up and down the West Coast. We've done some really, really fun things. We've been in Maine and New Hampshire and Rhode Island and Connecticut and Delaware and Massachusetts and Maryland and Virginia and all over the place. And we're going to be coming home this week, but I wanted to just take a minute because something really, as I go on trips or I take a break occasionally, I really like to process, what's been going on in my mind and heart. And something that God's really been working in my life has been this phrase right here. He was driving you to prayer. He was driving you to prayer. I ask myself the question sometimes, why am I struggling with this? Why do I not know the answer to this? Why do I keep circling around the same problem and I can't find the solution? Why is this habit still something that I wrestle with in my life? How come the things that I really wanted to see happen by now, some of them haven't happened? Why is it that, this, that, the other thing? All these questions. And God just revealed to me this week, one of the reasons, not the only reason things happen, right? Of course, but he was driving me to prayer. He was driving you to prayer. Imagine that. Imagine if one of the reasons why things that have happened in your life or haven't happened in your life, one of the reasons is he's driving you to prayer. Because if you really think about it, why did God create you in the first place? He created you to love you. He created you to be in relationship with you, to have an intimate walk with you. Like, I believe that it's all supposed to go back like, it was in the beginning. When God created the heavens and the earth, and he created Adam and Eve, and he had the Garden of Eden that they lived in, it was a place of pure perfection, right? I mean, it was a place of pure connection with their creator. And they walked with God in the cool of the evening. I mean, that was really how it was supposed to be. So you see all of this redemptive work of God in the Bible, and it points back to what is the beginning of the Bible had a garden, the end of the Bible has a garden. I mean, it's this beautiful redemption of this relationship that God wanted to create in the first place. And what we see, though, also is that we don't have to wait until the end of time. We don't have to wait until he recreates the new heavens and the new earth. We don't have to wait in order to have that walk with God. We're taught over and over again in Scripture to walk with God and to keep in step with the Spirit, and that he wants to have that relationship with us now. And I think he does that as we come closer to him in through prayer. I think prayer for me is becoming the cornerstone habit. I thought about the idea that, as I even go on a trip, I'm thinking, there's some things I want to keep in my daily routines. There's some things I want to keep. Yes, I want to take a break from the grind and from all of that stuff. And I push really hard when I'm in place at home and in my role and in the rhythm. I push really hard. I go really hard. But I want to take a break from that stuff. But there are these keystone habits, if you think about these things that we just don't let it go. Don't let it go when you're on a break. For me, it's my Bible reading. It's my prayer. I've got a little daily checklist of things that I call my daily dozen, things that I do that just keep me healthy, that keep me connected. But this thing of prayer, I feel like God is bringing this to the very top for me. And what is it? Prayer for me becomes this lifeline where I'm processing, all of the things that, these questions like why this, why that, why not this, why not that. And I feel like that the Lord has shown me he was driving me to prayer. He's always driving me to prayer, because it is in that place of prayer that honestly, all of the stuff, all the tension melts away. I start to get answers, even in times when I don't get answers, I get peace, which is more important than answers. And I just thought I would take a minute for you today to ask you, what's the thing you've been struggling with? And could it be that he was driving you to prayer? Now, we know this. We know God doesn't cause bad things to happen. If you think about the things in your life that have been bad, that have happened, or that have been bad that didn't happen because they didn't happen, God's not the cause of those things. Would he allow them? Yes. What's the cause of those things? I think there are three. I think there's the devil. I think there is decay, and I think there's detours. Let me explain those real quick. Devil, well, that probably doesn't need any description or explanation, but we know there is a thief. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. There's a reason why some things happen, and they're caused by the enemy who wants to steal, kill, and destroy. Jesus' words. A second one would be decay, where the world is a fallen place, and because of that, we see that things go wrong. You know, there's things in the world. There's natural disasters. There's things like that happen. And then there's detours. Detours being like, I made a wrong choice, and it took me off in some other direction, which I'm sure we can all relate with. And the consequences to those things can be painful. God doesn't cause those bad things to happen to us, but he can use them, and we know that he does. And what I've realized this last week is, you know what, in all of that, he drives us to prayer because he wants us to be so close to him, so intimate with him, to walk with him like he meant for it to be in the beginning. So I just want to give you that bit of perspective this week to go, let's filter this. The next time something happens that you're frustrated about, you know, you're somebody who's out there trying to make a difference, and sometimes it can feel like, why is all this resistance out there? You know, I'm here trying to make a difference. I'm trying to do some good stuff. Why is there all this resistance? Well, it could be that he's using that to drive you to prayer. And so what's the quick way around all of this? Well, certainly something that will help all of the tension that we face as mission-minded multipliers. I think of it that way. You know, you're somebody who's you're making a difference, and a way you can speed up the path to peace is skip over the delay, get right to prayer. Just go right to prayer. Have an attitude of prayer this week. You know, when you get that tension, what's the trigger? The trigger's tension, and it would drive us to prayer. And we'd go, I'm right here, Lord. I'm right here in this place that you've been driving me to. And speak, you know, speak to me. Let me speak to you. Let me have that communion, that fellowship that you sent Jesus to die on the cross to achieve, that fellowship. I'm going to embrace it right now. I hope that helps you. Just one little thought for today, for this week, as you go about your business, as you go about all the good work that you're doing. Thank you for doing that. I'm grateful to be connected with you, and I hope that you have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you very soon.